Imagine you live in a giant, beautiful house with gold on the walls and guards at every door. Everyone in the world knows your name. They watch what you wear, they listen to what you say, and they wait to see if you make a mistake. Now imagine that your family is having a giant fight, and instead of talking about it at the dinner table, the whole world is joining in. This is not just a story from a fairy tale book. This is happening right now in the real world to the most famous family on Earth. King Charles, the leader of the United Kingdom, has made a choice that has never been made before. He has decided to start a real investigation into his own daughter-in-law, Meghan Markle. Is he doing this to be mean? Or is he doing it because he is trying to save his family's history? Today, we are going to walk through the halls of the palace and look behind the heavy velvet curtains. We will talk about why people are scared to even say Meghan's name, why the king is so worried about her new business, and what this means for the future of the crown. This is a story about a king who has to choose between being a father and being a boss, and a duchess who just wants to be free. It is a story of secrets, money, and a family that might be broken forever. Get ready, because we are diving deep into the biggest royal mystery of our time. There is a strange feeling in the air around the palace lately. People who work there are acting very nervous. It is like they have a tiny bit of fear deep inside them whenever they have to talk about the family. They are worried that they might say the wrong thing or use the wrong name. For a long time, everyone called her Meghan Markle. But now, her official name is the Duchess of Sussex. People are so scared of making a mistake that they trip over their words. They don't want to get in trouble with the bosses. It is like walking on eggshells in a room full of sleeping giants. If you say the wrong word, you might wake up a giant problem. Now King Charles has done something very official and very serious. He has told his team to start a real investigation. He wants to look closely at Meghan Markle and the brand she is building. Meghan has been busy telling the world about her new projects. She posts about them on the internet all the time. She wants people to see her work and her life, but the palace looks at this in a different way. They aren't just seeing a person posting on social media. They are seeing something that looks like a plan to put pressure on the royal family. Some people even use the word blackmail. They think she might be trying to get what she wants by making the family look bad in public. Meghan is very firm about who she is now. She says, "My name is Meghan Sussex now." She wants people to stop using her old name from when she was an actress. She wants the respect that comes with her royal title. But while she is trying to build her new life, the crown, which is what we call the king's big team, is watching her very closely. They are even watching her father, Thomas Markle. They are looking at what he says to the news and where his money comes from. A man named Jeff Rayner told the news that he could help change how people see her. He wanted to uncover things that might hurt the reputation of the royal family. The palace wants to know every detail. They want to make sure the family stays looking good and honorable. So what does all this mean for the future? Some people think Meghan is finished with the royal family. They say her big TV shows on Netflix are over and her podcasts are done. They think she has no more stories to tell. But the big question is about King Charles. Was it a good idea for him to start this investigation, or will it just make the fight much worse? It is a very dramatic moment. In all of history, a king has almost never gone after his own family members like this. This shows us that the situation is very, very serious. It is not just a small family argument anymore. It is a battle over who gets to tell the story of the British monarchy. This investigation is about more than just hurt feelings. It is about a legacy. A legacy is like a giant library of everything a family has done for hundreds of years. The king is the librarian, and he has to make sure no one rips the pages out of the books. He believes he has to protect the institution. That is a big word for the system of the royal family. This system has lasted for a very long time, and the king wants it to last for a long time after he is gone. By starting this investigation, he is sending a message. He is saying that the safety and the good name of the family are more important than anything else. He is showing that he is a strong leader who will do hard things to keep the ship from sinking. Meghan Markle's story with the family started like a dream. In 2018, she married Prince Harry. It was a beautiful wedding with flowers and music. At first, everyone was so excited. People all over the world wanted to see the new princess. She was an actress and she was very good at talking to people. But very soon, things started to break. Behind the big palace doors, things were not happy. Meghan felt like she didn't fit in. She felt like the other family members were not being kind to her. Slowly, the secrets started to come out. Instead of talking in private, the family started to have their arguments where everyone could see them. Meghan began to tell her side of the story. She talked about how hard it was to live inside the palace. She said that some people were mean to her because of the color of her skin. She said she felt like she was being treated unfairly. In 2020, she and Harry made a giant choice. They decided to stop being working royals. This means they wouldn't go to official parties or represent the Queen anymore. They wanted to move away and live their own life. This choice shocked the whole world. It was like a character in a movie, suddenly walking off the screen and leaving the story behind. But even though they moved away, they didn't stop talking. They did big interviews and made documentaries. They asked a lot of hard questions about how the royal family works. They talked about money and how the family treats each other. Because they kept talking, King Charles felt he had to do something. Now that he is the king, all the problems are his to fix. He can't just ignore the noise anymore. If he lets the fighting go on, it makes the whole monarchy look weak. And a king must never look weak. He has to be the one in charge. For King Charles, this isn't just about his personal feelings as a dad. It is about being a leader. Imagine if you were the captain of a sports team and two of your players were shouting at each other in the middle of a game. You would have to stop the game and fix it, or your team would lose. That is how the king feels. The whole world is watching to see what he does. Some people love Meghan and think she is being very brave. Other people love the king and think he is doing the right thing. If the king stays quiet, people might think he doesn't know how to lead. He has to show that he is fair but also very firm. The official investigation has many jobs. First, it is a way to protect the family's brand. A brand is how people think of you. The king wants people to think of the royal family as honest and good. Second, it shows that he is the boss. He is willing to look at the hard truth, even if it involves his own son, Harry. But this choice could also cause new problems. It might make people take sides even more. Some might say the king is trying to be a bully. Others will say he is just trying to find the truth. It is a very big turning point. It's a moment where everything changes, and things might never go back to the way they were before. Is this investigation really about finding the truth? Or is it just a way to keep family secrets hidden? Every choice a king makes is like throwing a stone into a pond. The ripples go out and touch everyone. When the king acts, it affects the whole country. He is trying to keep the family steady, but he is also risking his relationship with his son. It is a very hard balance. On one hand, he has the crown, which is his job. On the other hand, he has his family, which is his heart. Sometimes, it is impossible to keep both of them happy at the same time. The investigation is a way for the king to say that the rules still matter. For a few years, there has been a lot of confusion. Now he wants to show that he is the one who makes the final decisions. While this is happening, the relationship between Meghan and the family is still very bad. When they left their jobs in 2020, it wasn't a peaceful goodbye. It was like a messy breakup. They didn't just leave, they left and told the world all the reasons why they were unhappy. This made the people in the palace feel very hurt and very angry. The biggest moment happened in 2021. Meghan and Harry sat down with a famous lady named Oprah. Meghan talked about her feelings and how lonely she felt. But the thing that really scared people was when she said someone in the family asked about her baby's skin color before he was born. This made people all over the world very upset. They wondered if the royal family was racist. Even though there was no proof given, the damage was already done. It made the shining palace look a bit dark and dusty. It made people ask if the family still represented the good values of the modern world. Meghan also said things that made people wonder about the family history and their children. In a place like the palace, history and lineage, which means who is related to who, are the most important things. If people start to doubt the family tree, the whole house starts to shake. Some critics also asked if Harry and Meghan were using their royal names just to make a lot of money. They signed big deals with companies to make shows and books. Their friends say they are just trying to pay their own bills and be free. But their enemies say they are selling family secrets for gold. Because nobody knows exactly how much money they have or where it comes from, people keep guessing and gossiping. This has created a deep split. The family is like a map that has been torn in half. Some people feel sorry for Meghan because she wanted to be her own person. Others think she is being disrespectful to a very old tradition. But is an investigation the best way to fix this? Let's look closer. King Charles isn't just reacting because he's annoyed. He's making a strategic move. That means he has a long-term plan. He knows that the royal family is a symbol for the whole United Kingdom. If the symbol looks broken, the people might lose their sense of unity. The king cannot just look away when Meghan says things that cause a media frenzy. A media frenzy is like a giant storm of news and internet talk that doesn't stop. By making the investigation official, he is taking the power back. He is saying, we will look at the facts ourselves. This is a very brave move. It might make his son Harry very angry. Charles loves Harry, but he feels his duty to the country is even bigger than his love for one person. He wants to separate what is true from what is just a story. He wants to put the palace back in control of the narrative. The investigation will look at everything. It will look at the claims of racism. It will look at the money. It will look at the family records. The king wants to make sure that the truth is told. But if it is done in a way that feels mean, it could make the family split even wider. It is like trying to fix a broken vase. If you use too much pressure, you might break the pieces even more. The king has to be very careful, very fair, and very transparent. Transparency means letting people see what you are doing so they know you aren't lying. If the investigation is done the right way, it could help the family heal. It could build trust again. But if it is done poorly, it could create scars that never go away. Can the king really be fair? Can he listen to both sides? It is a very big test for him. He has to protect the honor of the throne. Honor is a word for being respected and doing the right thing. He knows that every step he takes is being recorded in the history books. He doesn't want to be remembered as the king who let his family fall apart. When the news about the investigation came out, everyone waited to see what Meghan would do. They thought she might stay quiet and wait, but Meghan is not a person who stays quiet. She spoke up and said she disagreed with the choice. She felt like it was an attack on her. She told the news that she felt deeply hurt. She said the family never protected her when people were saying mean things about her in the past. She thinks the investigation is just a way to punish her for making her own choices. Her words were very emotional, and they made the fire of the argument grow even bigger. Even though Harry wasn't in the new interviews, it's clear he feels the same way. They are standing together against the palace. They keep pointing out what they think are big problems inside the royal household. Instead of seeing the investigation as a way to find the truth, they see it as a way to bully them. This makes the public very divided. Some people think Meghan is a hero for standing up for herself. Others think she is being a drama queen and should stop complaining. The big question is, will this fighting ever end? Or will they just keep getting further and further apart? To get people's trust back, both sides need to show that they can grow. You can't just keep saying the same things over and over. You have to listen. But right now it looks like a clash of two worlds. One world is the palace, which is all about tradition and duty. The other world is Meghan's world, which is all about personal freedom and being yourself. These two worlds are hitting each other like two big ships in the ocean. If they don't find a way to sail together, someone is going to sink. For King Charles, the investigation is a big, bold move. He knows some people think he is being too mean, but he also knows that the family name is worth more than anything. If he lets people say whatever they want about the family, the magic of the monarchy might go away. People follow the king because they believe in the tradition. If the tradition looks like it's full of lies and fighting, people might not want a king anymore. So he is fighting to keep the crown shining. Some people worry that this investigation will shine too much light on things that should be private. The royal family has always tried to look perfect. They wear beautiful clothes and smile for the cameras. Bringing a formal investigation into the public eye is like opening the curtains when the house is messy. It might make the rifts, the deep cracks in the family, even deeper. It puts a lot of pressure on everyone. Not just Harry and Meghan, but also the other brothers, sisters, and cousins who are just trying to live their lives. But Charles might feel like he has no choice. The problems have become too big to hide in a closet. They have become public scandals. A scandal is a story that makes everyone talk and feel shocked. These scandals shake the foundation of the palace. The foundation is the bottom part of a building that keeps it standing. If the foundation is weak, the whole palace could fall down. Charles believes he is being a responsible guardian. A guardian is someone who takes care of something precious. He thinks that staying silent is not an option anymore. He has to be the one to say, enough is enough. Let's find the truth. In the long history of the British royal family, being firm is sometimes the only way to survive. You can't always be nice if you are trying to lead a country. Letting things get messy behind closed doors is how problems grow. Charles wants a complete and lasting solution. He doesn't want to be talking about this same problem in 5 years. He wants to fix it now. He also wants to send a message to everyone else. He is saying that if you do things that hurt the family, there will be consequences. However, we still don't know if this will really work. Will it make people like the royal family more, or will it make them think the family is too mean? This is the reality that Charles has to live with. Every choice he makes ripples out to the whole world. It affects how people in England feel, and it affects how people in other countries see the United Kingdom. Protecting the image is important, but you shouldn't lose your family to do it. Family bonds are very easy to break, especially when you add power and fame to the mix. There is a real danger that this will leave scars that never heal. From Meghan and Harry's point of view, they probably feel like they are being bullied by a giant system. They moved away to get away from the rules, but the rules are still following them. They might see the investigation as an attack from a powerful group of people who don't like them. But by fighting back in public, they are also making the tension worse. If you are in a boat and there is a hole, you don't start hitting the boat with a hammer. You try to fix the hole. Right now, it looks like both sides are just hitting the boat. The future of Harry and Meghan and the family is something everyone is talking about. It isn't just about gossip. It is about how people fit into old traditions. Even though they left their jobs, they are still connected to the palace. You can't really quit being a prince if you were born one. The tension didn't go away just because they moved to a different country. The disagreements kept happening. When they shared their stories, it was like a betrayal to the family. Betrayal is a very strong word. It means breaking a promise to be loyal. The family values privacy, and Meghan and Harry chose to be very public. This choice changed how the world sees them. Their fans think they are very brave for telling the truth. Their critics think they are being mean to their own family. As people take sides, the royal family looks more and more fragile. The investigation is a way for King Charles to draw a line in the sand. He is saying that there are boundaries. You can be free, but you can't use your royal history to hurt the family today. He is trying to separate their private lives from their royal duties. Meghan and Harry have built a new life. They have their own money and their own friends. They are successful in their own way. This might make them feel like they don't need the royal family anymore. But the truth is, the whole world knows them because of the royal family. Their names and their titles are part of why they are famous. This creates a conflict. They want to be independent, but they are still using the things they got from the palace. It is a very confusing situation. Some people still hope that they can all be a happy family again one day. History shows that even big fights can sometimes be fixed. But it won't be easy. The investigation adds a lot of weight to the problem. To fix things, both sides would have to change. Meghan and Harry would have to say they are sorry for the hurt they caused. They would have to recognize that their words had big consequences. They would have to learn how to talk to the family in private again. This would take a lot of humility. Humility means not thinking you are always right. At the same time, the royal family would have to change too. You can't have a bridge with only one side. But the monarchy is built on very old rules that don't change easily. If you want to be part of the team, you have to follow the team rules. Meghan and Harry might have to give up some of their freedom if they ever wanted to come back, and the family would have to decide if they can ever trust them again. Trust is like a mirror. Once it's broken, you can glue it back, but you will always see the cracks in the reflection. Rebuilding that trust would take a very long time. It wouldn't happen in one day or even 1 year. The monarchy likes to take things slow and be very careful. They would have to think about it for a long time before they welcome them back. Meanwhile, Harry and Meghan are busy with their new brand. They have made a life for themselves that is very different from the life in the palace. They have a lot of power now, but it is a different kind of power. It is the power of fame, not the power of a crown. This story is about two different ways of living. One way is about following the rules of the past. The other way is about making your own rules for the future. King Charles is trying to hold on to the past to keep it safe. Meghan and Harry are trying to push into the future. It is a very big struggle, and the whole world is the audience. Every move they make is like a scene in a play. We don't know how the play ends yet. We just know that the characters are very hurt and the stakes are very high. The investigation into Meghan Markle is the newest chapter in this long book. It might bring out the truth, or it might just bring out more anger. It might help the king keep his crown steady, or it might make the family break apart for good. As we watch what happens next, we have to ask ourselves, what is more important? Is it the rules of a giant institution, or is it the feelings of a family? There is no easy answer. Both sides believe they are doing the right thing. Both sides feel like they are the victims. What do you think about all of this? Do you think King Charles is being a good leader by starting this investigation? Or do you think he's being too hard on Meghan and Harry? It is a very complicated question. The royal family has been around for a very long time, and they have survived many big fights. But this fight feels different. It feels more personal and more public. It is a battle of words and images. As the investigation goes on, we will see more and more of the truth. We will see if the shining palace can stay strong through this storm. The king's decision will shape the future for many years. It will affect his son, his grandchildren, and the people of the United Kingdom. It is a heavy burden to carry, but that is what it means to be a king. You have to make the hard choices, even when they hurt your own heart. We will be here to watch it all unfold. Every meeting, every statement, and every new piece of news is a part of this giant puzzle. Thank you for joining us as we looked behind the palace walls today. This is a story that is still being written, and we are all waiting to see what the next page says. The world of the royals is never boring. It is full of secrets and big decisions. As King Charles moves forward with his investigation, the eyes of the world stay on him. Will he be remembered as a peacemaker or a judge? Will Meghan be seen as a victim or a rebel? Only time will tell the final story. For now, the palace doors are closed, but the investigation is wide open. We will keep watching, keep listening, and keep wondering what the future holds for the House of Windsor. Don't forget to tell us what you think in the comments. We want to hear your side of the story too.